Yeah. So this next piece you like, right? Aztec.
Yeah, dude, my peeps.
That's your people,
My
man.
people, man. I think I even messaged you about, maybe because I saw a portion of this one and I said, hey,
Yeah.
can you do Aztec stuff?
And
There's
mix it, maybe.
Yeah, and mix it with poly. It's pretty dope.
Um, and something I learned from Robert. I mean, I didn't know this, but culture is important. And he said, because I said, oh, the Mexican tattoo. I mean, I don't know. He's Mexican, and then he wanted an Aztec / Mayan piece, which I think there's a difference there too, as far as location and region of Mexico or South America.
Yeah, probably. I don't
Right,
know.
James?
Yeah.
So he said, no, it's Aztec, and the people are Aztec, because Mexican, there's a lot of like Spanish influence, and he broke it down, which is good that he's on to be able to educate on that, because
yeah.
I don't know. But
yeah,
here,
I definitely don't either.
and you're Mexican, right?
Yeah, Mexican.
Yeah, give a little background on your ethnicity, James.
I'm just Mexican, man. I
From what part?
Arcadia, California.
Okay, that kind of Mexican.
Yeah, that kind of Mexican. I didn't grow up. I grew up, in LA area, so it was predominantly all. It wasn't even LA. It's like a small suburb, but it was predominantly all like white folks and Asians. So I didn't grow up like in the Hispanic culture too much. So I was never really in touch with it. But we've been to Mexico City, and I like the whole. I guess the designs. I don't really know what any of them mean, like the Aztec or Mayan stuff.
Right.
They're just appealing.
Now, I'm not going to pretend that I'm an Aztec master and know all about Aztec Mayan tattoos, but I did study as much as I could within the time period that I had to prepare, and I try to include symbols where he's from. And he's from Oaxaca, and I had some books that I was like learning and trying to read up on. And it's very different from Polynesian tattoos as far as the way that you put it together. It might look similar. It's similar, but to calculate how to lay it down in a creative way with their patterns, the Aztec patterns, it's really different. It's just different, and I like it because it creates growth in me. It makes me it challenges me, and I love this piece. And he's actually gonna do his whole other arm.
Same style,
same style.
Did you see any similarities in like the Aztec or Mayan like design with poly stuff, or you just made it like a poly type flow with all of Aztec?
So when I started looking into it, when I just saw some Aztec tribal designs in my head, I said, oh, easy, similar, I could do this. And when I try to put it together, it wasn't as easy as I thought. And I had to break it down a little easier. I had to take a little more time, prepare a little more. And I just did things differently. And I'm going to do things differently on his other arm. And that's just how it works. But I like how it came out. And I have other ideas for his other arm. And that's just what happens with progress and evolving, right?
Yeah. You did the whole thing, including that's not the calendar, is it?
It's the center of the Aztec calendar,
okay.
And then he has the serpents going around and just different stamps and patterns, put together.
Yeah.
So this is the inside of the tattoo, and there's some times where you can like create it using the same idea as Polynesian tattoos, as far as repetition and balance.
There wasn't anything in there about, I guess, putting two designs shapes next to each other that weren't supposed to go together. Is there anything like that?
As far as balance and flow, definitely. That's why it took a long time, because I was kind of placing it together as I would a Polynesian tattoo, and it wasn't balanced. It wasn't flowing right. It just wasn't working.
Yeah.
So it took a while. It did definitely take a while to put this together. That's the back.
Oh, yeah, we didn't see the back.
Yeah, that's the back of it. I love how this tattoo came out. It's because it's different. And
are there serpent heads on it somewhere?
Mm-hmm. On the top, it's...
Oh, I see it there.
Yeah.
Yep, right in the backside.
And here's another angle of this tattoo. And as you could see, it looks similar to a Polynesian tattoo.
Yeah.
So...
What are those, the little what do you call them? Square type things that look
on the back, the tricep.
Yeah.
That was stamp patterns on the walls. So they would just use it on walls. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Man, I had to look up all these symbols, and
Yeah.
I don't want to mix it up, but yeah, it was.
It
So
just
it's,
looks familiar. Is all.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it's just depicting Aztec right there. Thanks for joining. If you guys have any questions or want to talk about any topics, then send us a message. You can comment, and we will see you next week, Tuesday. Thanks for joining us.